hate puppies.
It's a good podcast.
I feel threatened.
Put it on Facebook. Talk about it.
I mean, I'm interested. Say the least. That's fantastic news. Yeah, confirm that. Make sure that's real before we go talking about it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House. Hope this week has been treating you well. Welcome to March Madness. This is definitely the one of the best times of the year when it comes to sports. There's no doubt about that. And as the number one sports podcast, I feel like we should be talking about it. So
It means my favorite time's coming up soon. The Masters.
You like
Yes.
the Masters more than March Madness?
It's a tradition unlike any
sure.
other.
Yeah.
Well, you know how they always say like a lot of people get vasectomies during March Madness because you have like
Vasectomy madness.
yes, you get those 4 days of having a vasectomy. I guess where you just get to chill
Yeah.
on the couch. Do you think a lot of people do that for the Masters as well? Because you do also get Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea.
Maybe that's what the next people should do. Like the next.
Well, that's what I talked
vasectomy
about
clinic.
doing.
Oh, so you've considered it then?
Yes.
For the Masters specifically.
Correct. A mundo.
See, that's fantastic. I think someone needs because everyone does vasectomy madness. You hear that all the time,
Right.
but you never hear anyone
They
say
even
like,
advertise for it now.
yeah, but you never hear someone say like, "Let the Masters snip your junk,"
Yeah.
which I think there's a tagline in there ready to be made, patent pending. There it is.
Ricky Bobby ain't.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna go with "Let the Masters snip your junk," so I probably didn't need to trademark that one.
Did you see that video that I posted of the dude that had the Tiger shirt on and Tiger laughed
Yes.
at it? Oh, how great is that, dude?
Dude, that was fantastic.
Yes.
It's his mugshot.
Yes.
And Tiger just giggled.
Tiger grinned, and the dude's like, "You saw it! I know you saw it!"
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see Tiger's getting a little bit of a sense of humor.
He
about
is,
it.
and I love it.
He's totally lightened up. Like once
Yeah.
he realized he's not good anymore and had to like rebuild himself.
What
he's
was
like,
that Kevin Na that they were racing to get the ball out of the hole and shit? Did you
Right,
see that?
no, I didn't.
Yeah, they were just being silly. He was being
See, he's-
silly on the course.
He's got a life now. Like he's
Yeah.
fun again. He's cool, which I love.
Yeah.
I mean that's what I'm talking about. But I love March Madness. Now in my younger days, I used to be able to like take Thursday off at noon.
Yeah.
Sit around drinking all day and then do the same on Friday. This is not working for me these days.
Yeah, no. Not
Like,
at all.
I just get to watch the 7 o'clock and on, games, which
Yeah.
sucks. I remember good times, coming home, and because there's always that gap, like at 7 o'clock.
I got sidetracked today. Didn't even know it was day one. Like
That's
turned
heartbreaking.
on the TV at like 5 o'clock. And was like, oh damn.
I knew it was game or day one because I bought a keg, but I haven't been able to do anything with it.
Yeah.
Just put it in the kegerator. I was like, okay, at least this weekend I'll have that, which will be nice. But yeah, I do love this, and this year we got a lot of people going on in the brackets.
Yeah,
the Pallet
whole
House.
bunch.
Yeah, we got a good
Yeah.
amount. So that's official over there, Troy. You
It
just
is
had
official. I
confirmation.
did officially find out. We were talking pre-show, and we wanted to make sure.
What's
before
the
we do it
scoop?
out
Because
there.
this is news to me. It's about our boy Taylor Carson.
Yeah, you were talking about how he had been talked about on a podcast.
Well, because remember, it was episodes back where I remember during the Counting Crows podcast, Adam Duritz brought up the fact that he was really digging on Taylor Carson, which I thought was really cool. But I didn't realize there was more to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so Counting Crows March 18th posted on Twitter, underwater alum Stephen Kellogg first introduced us to Taylor Carson, and we couldn't be more excited to welcome him to the stage on April 6th at Bowery Electric. So our buddy Taylor will be opening
Playing with
for
the
the
Crows.
Crows.
Where is Bowery Electric? Is that anywhere near me, or is Taylor on the road?
I would assume that's on the road, but I will Google it real quick.
Because I would be pretty psyched if I could catch that. That would be pretty sweet.
New York.
On April 4th.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Is that a
April,
Thursday?
April 6th.
April 6th, yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna be in New York on April 4th for work. I was
really?
I did it. I did it. No, that sucks. I'll be in D.C.
Makes
on this
sense.
thing.
Bowery is a part of New York, so
Yeah.
It adds up. Named after your father.
yeah, definitely.
There you
Old
go.
man Bowery.
That's right. Oh man, I'm just gonna
Bowery
miss that.
boys.
That's heartbreaking. Well, good for Taylor, man.
That's
TAC
exciting, man.
coming up.
Can you
man.
imagine opening for a band that you idolize?
Always idolized?
Yeah.
No?
I mean,
It's like banging your favorite porn star. You've always dreamed. about
yeah, maybe.
it. I guess that's a little more attainable. You know, it's probably
Yeah.
a lot more difficult to have a music career and get picked up by your favorite band than to like just pull a Trump and just pay a porn
I was gonna
star.
say for a limit for a few shekels, you could probably get especially your favorite porn star from when you were 15. Probably get for a
Yeah.
couple $100.
Oh
at
my
this
God!
point.
My favorite porn star when I was 15, I could buy her a Denny's special probably.
For sure.
Yeah, that would
She'll
be
love you
her too.
forever.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate.
Yeah.
That'd be the worst
Yeah.
part about it. Like, oh, great. Now she loves me.
You won't leave me alone. Buy her at Denny's, you won't leave me alone.
That's right.
Moons over Miami. Screwed.
That's
me.
right. For life.
Ah, well, good for Taylor,
That's
man.
exciting, man.
That is big stuff. That actually trumps March Madness.
Yeah, for sure.
That is pretty good, man. That's pretty good.
I didn't get in on the bracket this year. I didn't even do one for funsies because all it does is piss me off.
I'm going to tell you something that's going to blow your brain. I've never done a bracket in my life.
Wow.
What?
Never.
That's crazy because most people do them, even not sports fans. Like
Really?
a lot of girls get in on them,
Yeah.
and like just
I see how weird it is.
yeah.
I just, no.
I'm glad you brought that up because it drives me crazy when people and there's a million different
Manifestations.
manifestations of it where it's like you do something odd, people point out that it's not standard, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" It's like
Yeah.
just recognize the weird thing you're doing. I'm not judging, but it's not normal.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, don't try to make us look like we're the
rest of it,
weirdos.
yeah.
Like,
Right.
you guys fill out brackets? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, yes, you don't have to know anything about basketball. You
Right.
don't have to be a gambler.
Yeah, you just do
People
it.
like to do it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a pet peeve of mine when people are like, "What do you mean you don't do that?" It's like, you're the only person I've ever heard does anything like that.
Yeah.
There's always a lot of that kind of stuff. I'll give you that. But I think I guess most people don't do brackets, so you would be the norm. But in my universe, you're the anomaly. Because the people I surround myself with
Yeah, if you
are the
count
type that would
fucking
do.
people in India, motherfucker. But
Well,
as far as our friends, it's the norm.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
people
saying.
that you
You're
live-
the anomaly of the people that you know. But I bet if
Yeah.
you went across the U.S., most people don't have a bracket.
Clearly. Yes.
It's still I
That's
mean,
a
there's
horrible-
12 and under, so they're out.
yeah, that's right. There's the people in the nursing home.
People
that
with
probably
no
don't-
arms,
yeah.
they probably don't fill them
yeah,
out.
exactly. If I'd have guessed.
Ouch.
Unless they got one of those cool ass Stephen Hawking
Yeah,
things. You know what I
exactly.
mean? That can
Yeah.
pick up what they're trying to do.
Virginia.
Yeah. Or a mouth mouse. You know?
Damn.
Something like that.
I'd still be doing brackets. I used to actually just like print them out and have my wife just fill one out, and I would just fill one out with nothing on the line because
Yeah.
then she'd watch it.
Yeah.
She'd be like, for bragging rights.
It does
So-
get people involved.
It's funny you
Yeah.
mentioned that. Tonight, before I came here, I called Angela and I was like, "Hey, print out 2 brackets, get Jacob to fill one out and you fill one out so we can get him interested in it and get him all excited about
Yeah.
it." So they're doing that tonight.
And you're not.
I hope
No.
he's
But no,
smart.
I'll be into his.
Yeah, of course.
I
Yeah.
hope he's smart enough to look up the scores that have already happened and be
No,
like,
yeah.
nailed that one.
Right.
Yeah, called
Nailed
it.
it.
Had that upset the whole time.
Right.
Yeah, and if she prints it out, it may already have those
Yeah.
today's scores on them.
Yeah, that would suck.
Well, you can find them. They're out there.
Yeah.
Shitty
It
brackets.
is funny. Like I used to do office ones at my old job, and it'd be like all the women, everyone would be into it for $10. Everybody throws in a few bucks, and everybody would get into it. And then like people that didn't even watch college basketball would be like just head over
All
heels in it,
in.
and then be like, I thought for sure Florida Gulf Coast was going
Yeah.
to beat Southern Hawaii Eastern Division.
Yeah.
It's like you've never heard of either of
That's
these.
right.
Like,
yeah. What color do they wear, bitch?
Yeah,
you have no
exactly.
idea.
But you're all in.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
You're just like, God, I was such a Bulldog
Or they
fan.
nail the weird
Been saying
upset.
it all year.
They nailed the weird upset, and they're like, I knew it. I knew that was going to happen.
Right.
Like
it was obvious. I mean, they had all seniors. Those guys were ready for it.
you watch zero basketball.
They parrot the shit that the announcer says during the game.
Yeah.
Of
That guy
course.
Smith's been strong all year, you know?
I mean, they've been hitting the boards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. If you
Yep.
score more points, you're going to win. It's just the numbers.
They're second in the Patriot League in overall rebounds.
Right.
So, I mean, how could they lose?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Dude, their mascot's got a huge head.
Or
gonna
the
win.
old, a bear would beat a slug any day, so therefore
Right.
you had to have them.
Right.
Which I've seen those takedown brackets before.
Oh, yeah.
Where people are just like, oh, I would never go visit Des Moines, but
Right.
totally go to California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, there you go. That's
It's
funny.
just science.
Sports is a funny beast, man. I had an interesting sports story. It came out this
Oh,
weekend.
really?
This past weekend was my wife's birthday, and every year, it's crazy because her birthday falls the day before St. Patrick's Day, and so I have been able to parlay this into partying for her birthday for 15 years.
Nice.
I mean, this has been glorious.
We did go to a cool concert.
We did. We saw Mumford & Sons.
Yeah. which
What'd
was
you think of
awesome.
that?
It was a great show. I loved it.
How good was it in your opinion? Like stellar, A, B, C. What would you give it?
That's a good question. I would give
And
it
do
a...
you need to be a diehard fan to enjoy that concert?
Because I've got opinions on it.
I know a lot of people that went to that show.
I'll give it a B.
And that's right where I would put it.
Yeah?
It's a B.
Yeah.
And Mumford & Sons will always be a B.
Right.
Because I've seen them.
Do they rock?
But I
They
feel like,
do. They do.
Okay.
They rock hard. They
But
actually
I
have.
feel like they're designed to be a B.
That's my point. They're
But
never.
you have to love that type of music. In other words, if you are going there to see, like you said, Metallica,
Yeah.
you're shit out of luck. You
Yeah.
have to enjoy that. The same thing with like Lumineers. Like they play slow music.
Sure.
You either need to like that kind of music or you
Yeah.
don't. You know what I mean?
All right, well, you've seen the Lumineers. You brought
Yeah.
that one up. Are the Lumineers a better concert than Mumford & Sons?
I just love the Lumineers, so I'm going to say yes.
I thought it was, but which one was the better, like show pyrotechnics and lights?
You can't compare the
You
two.
can't.
Well,
You can't.
I only saw the Lumineers opening for U2, so I can't
Sure.
compare that.
I just
They
think
didn't have
that
pyrotechnics for an opening act.
Yeah,
I
they don't
just-
have anything for an opening act. You're standing in front of all the cool stuff that's behind the backdrop.
Yeah.
I've
Exactly.
seen Mumford & Sons twice now, and both times I was like, wow, they put on the best show they could possibly put
Yeah.
on. The lights were great, the energy was great, running up in the crowd, and when I walk out, I'm like, solid B.
Yeah.
And I just think that's what they're capable of. It's like me in school. I got a 3.0 on 3 separate occasions in college, but I never once got an A.
Yeah.
Like I am a B student.
I'm always left with how amazingly talented that dude Marcus Mumford is.
He's
They're
brilliant.
great
Dude.
musicians, right? Like they play
Like-
their instruments well.
Yep. They just that's what they are though.
Oh,
They
he's
could
on the.
be.
He took over the drums. He's hitting lead guitar, singing everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's just
That's amazing.
fucking insane.
But Kid Rock does that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do.
mean-
That's why they're who they are.
Yeah. And I think that they put on a very good show. I just don't ever think they're gonna do like that where your face just melts and you walk away.
Do you like the
Yeah.
venue?
Whoa. Actually, the way they did it, because I'm not an arena.
Oh, yeah,
I'm not
they-
an arena guy.
Yeah.
I don't like arena shows, and the way they did it was brilliant. They put the thing in the middle, but
Uh-huh.
they had like they had microphones to sing at all four
four
corners.
sides.
So he got to come to each side, so everyone got a show. But the screens they had,
Yeah, the screens they have now are amazing.
they came down like on the corners of the stage, and they were projected on, and it was perfectly clear from every side. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen that particular setup, so
Yeah,
that
I
was
saw-
cool.
I saw Dave there a couple months ago, and he was on one end of the arena,
Yep.
and I was straight ahead looking right at him, all the way back, all the way up, which I liked because it wasn't packed, so I had some space around me, which I always appreciate. Every year I get older, the more I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And with all the screens and everything now, it's like I see it all, you know?
Yeah. That's it. You get a good screen, you can be like,
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
good. You either want to be right there where you're looking at the band, you can see them
Yeah.
perfectly, or just get the hell out of the craziness and give me a really good screen where I can still
Yeah.
look over at the band. Sounds great. I'm enjoying it. So I thought they did as well as they could have with the venue.
I enjoyed it. It was
I
good.
was impressed. It was a good weekend in general, though. Like, cause like my wife and I, we took off work and went up there on Friday, and I was the driver, and we hit like a handful of wineries, which I find the most interesting juxtaposition of two wineries is there's one road you go up, and Dave Matthews Winery is on one side of the road, Blenheim, and directly on the other side of the road is Trump. And it's like you couldn't get to like polar opposites as far as political views and where they stand. And if you go in there and go, like I was in Blenheim and I was like, hey, have you tried Trump's wine? It looks great. And the lady's like, I've worked here for 7 years and I've never once stepped foot in the place.
You mean their grape juice?
And we're gonna,
exactly. Like they're
and we're gonna have to ask you to leave, sir.
Right.
Yeah,
I said good day.
I'm in there in my MAGA hat. they're like, sir, we're not going to serve you. You're drunk. I'm like, I'm not. I'm totally sober.
You're fired. Give me more wine.
But I bet you that there's not a lot of people who cross that road.
Yeah.
You know, I would bet that
Really?
I seriously think most of the people in there are extremely liberal, and over here they're extremely conservative.
Are you talking? You're talking like visitors?
Yeah.
What?
I've never really heard.
It
used to be Kluge.
I would believe what Brendan's saying. It's stupid. You're right. You should be able to go to both and try both because you're there for the wine. Who cares what names
Trump wine's
on it?
good.
I would never not go to. And I thought it was about trying wines and checking out scenery and hanging out.
It is, but you sound like a very level-headed person.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I would assume
Yeah.
that there's a lot of people who won't go to the other one.
They're the problem.
On
They
principle.
are.
They
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
They're the people that won't be your friend.
Yeah.
You're like, because
We're some
what?
tribal motherfuckers around here.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they say we're supposed to be,
Yeah.
and that makes sense.
For sure.
That does add up.
Um,
But yeah, we had a good old time, man. We had a blast that whole day. Hit a handful of different wineries.
Did you go to Barbersville?
I didn't make it over to Barbersville, but I went to one. Had a special setup for my wife's birthday. Got in
cool.
there, and they were like, "Welcome." You know, they knew we
Just
were
the
coming.
two of y'all?
Yeah, just the two of us.
Ooh la
and then,
la.
And then we went up to Dave's, and then went to another spot. I wish I could remember the name, but I found a new spot. I got to find the name. It was amazing. It's a
Really?
brewery /winery.
That's
never
more my
seen
speed.
That's
anyone.
huge.
I've never seen anyone do it, and it was
Yeah.
sitting up on this gorgeous plot of land. I was like,
Why
what
would you
is
not?
this?
I mean,
Right.
I hate a winery. I don't drink.
You know
wine.
why they don't?
Because
Legally,
wine people are fucking awful, and beer people can be just as bad.
Well, some. What are the odds?
But you would think they would want more money.
Yes.
You know?
But some antiquated ABC
Well,
law.
that makes
you
sense.
can't brew beer in the same place you make wine.
That
So-
makes sense.
So
Now,
it was on the same property.
if I know the Commonwealth, I mean that's exactly
That's
how
exactly
they-
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some stupid antiquated law where they have to have the winemaking facilities is over here,
Yeah.
and then the brewery's in here, and then they just bring the wine the 100 yards and
Yeah,
set
because
it up.
Right.
when you make stupid antiquated laws, guess what people do?
Get around them.
Yeah, they loophole that shit.
Well, and they were also saying they were like, even if the laws weren't screwed up, they were like, we wouldn't because something about, or they said we'll never make sour beers is what they said because something about the yeast gets airborne
Oh.
and it can get over and ruin all the wine. And I was like, oh, that's interesting.
I would just like to pause and make a note that it is the start of the second half, and Gonzaga is beating Dickinson 53-17.
Yeah, it's pretty bad up there.
Dude.
I have the wrong game on the big screen, that's for sure.
Holy shit.
Who you got?
The good news is I got Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Line's 80.
So, but yeah, so we went out. We hit a handful of wineries, and I had to stay relatively sober because I was the driver until we went back to the place. When we get back to the place, I
Started butt chugging.
started
you
butt
did.
chugging
Yeah,
like
you did.
like a crazy man. So we got this little like townhouse right by the venue, like right in Charlottesville, and
Like
it
an
was
Airbnb?
yeah. And as soon as I get there, man, I notice there's a dude with an old Miata parked right across the way. And we're in there drinking. We order an Uber or a Lyft. So I don't want to.
That's right.
I don't want to upset you, Troy. And I was like, "Ooh, dude's outside." I went over there, started talking to him, chatting him up. He's like,
you get
"Who
them
the
digits?"
fuck is this old man coming over here hollering at me?" He's like a college kid with his
Yeah, he
Miata.
was. My parents gave me this shit,
That's
motherfucker.
right.
Leave me alone.
I knew what to say. I was like, "Hey, man, what year NA is that?" Because that's like the the code for
Yeah,
the
it
first
is.
years of the Miata.
The code. I know what code it is.
Yeah. He immediately, though, he had all the shame.
Dropped to his knees immediately.
Right. Yeah.
He had all the shame
Started
of a
foot
first-gen Miata because I guess they, like, changed the engines in 94, and he's like, it's a 93. It's got the 1.6. And I was like, oh, I got a 95. I was like,
You're
sweet.
Yeah.
I remember my first
follow me
Miata.
back home. You can check it out.
We sat there and talked Miatas till my lift got there and hit the road. But we were going out to dinner, and I'm in there with one of our buddies, Red, and I'm talking to Red.
Oh, they were out there?
Yeah, they were there that first night. He
okay.
was staying in the
Nice.
in the place with us. And I have never.
Another thing I don't get invited to.
I
Okay.
believe you were
We
invited.
told
to
you. We
this.
like
Yeah.
fun.
Oh, that's
Nice.
where I went wrong.
Yeah.
But I saw the craziest sports thing unfold, and it made my weekend and destroyed Reds.
Really?
It was fantastic. So we're sitting there at Mellow Mushroom drinking some beers, and all of a sudden he's like, "What? What just happened?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Come on." And I'm like, whoa, what's up, man? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on? So apparently his son is not a big, like, baseball player. Like,
Right.
he's the kind of kid that's just in it because, you know, he just wants
Yeah.
to have fun. Like, when I
His
played
son's like 6, 7, 8, something like that.
really
Yes.
young.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Not 14 is
No.
what I'm getting at.
yeah.
Yeah.
Young
He's
kid.
in little league. He's not.
Absolutely.
He's 6 or 7, yeah.
Yeah.
But these coaches take this shit far too seriously.
Oh, I'm aware.
Little League baseball
I'm aware.
it's the end all be all to some of these people. You know, it blows my mind how hardcore these coaches and some of these
Yep.
parents get about
right
a
in the middle of
6-year-old
it.
playing baseball. And my buddy's kid is more like when I played baseball, I would like stand out in the field like I gotta pee, like grabbing
Yeah.
or like
Playing in the
you'd
dirt.
get pictures of me picking dandelions
Yeah.
and like blowing them and stuff. Like that's
Who?
I realized.
You had a guy named Dandelion on your team?
I realized
Daydreaming about Miatas.
That's right. Coach named Dandelion.
That's right.
Coach D, come here. I've been working on that play.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing going on out here in Rainfield. I gotta
Yeah.
kill some time.
I'm so bored. So, but his son is like that, like the type that's just out there because he wants to have fun, like more interested in the
Chasing
oranges.
insects. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got you.
And look, I'm a coach. I've coached Little League for many, many years, and every team has at least one,
For sure.
2, maybe 3 or 4 of these kids.
Oh, yeah.
And there's nothing
Anyone,
wrong with
and there's nothing wrong with them, and that's what you're going to get because a lot of them is the dads are like, I played Little League, my son's playing Little League.
Yep.
It's like, how about ask the kid maybe, you
Yeah.
know? So anyway, go ahead with your story.
So, our buddy Red lives in a neighborhood where he's got 2 of the coaches, like rival coaches, right in his kind of circle of friends.
Uh-huh.
And
Rivals, like not on the same team.
well, I get the impression that one of them, yes, this other
Okay.
dude's his rival, and the other one's like, if we could get more dandelion pickers, you know, we'd all have a blast, and we could go out
Yeah.
for pizza after this.
Right.
You know, kind of just.
Yeah.
I get probably more similar to how I would be as a coach.
Yeah.
Versus probably you'd be a hardcore coach. I bet either one of you'd be a little more hardcore.
No, I love winning, and I like what I've enjoyed with Little League is, like I said, every team gets these kids. I don't care the record. I care if you're paying attention, if you're being respectful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the most enjoyment I get is not when we win. It's when the Dandelion kid gets the hit.
Yeah, that's a
or
great-
makes
Oh,
the
that's the
play.
best.
Dude, they light up, and you just can't help but light up, dude. Like, you're just ear to ear, like, I'm giving this kid the game ball. He made one play.
Yeah.
Finally got a hit in the last game of the season. Like,
And he
that's what it's
busted his
about.
ass
Yeah.
all year
we,
trying.
We had a kid on Jacob's basketball team that got his only basket of the whole season, and I went fucking bananas.
Exactly, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you were psyched.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
It was the coolest thing ever.
And that's good. That's the stuff. Because
Yeah.
that's how I remember in baseball, I was so bad. But when something went right, everyone was so happy because it's
Yeah.
like, all right, you had a good game.
Yeah.
Like, you should be excited. You should be proud of yourself.
Yes.
You know? Well, this kid clearly falls in that camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he ended up, they did like the draft for all of the
Yeah.
kids, you know? And
For those that don't know, in Little League, so he's probably 7. Once you get to 7, you do machine pitch, and that's when they do a draft where they do an assessment. All the kids get ranked 1 to 5 on different skills, and that way every team has a really
Even,
good kid,
yeah.
a couple mediocre kids, and a couple kids that have never played before. That way, because some of these dads, they all know all the good kids. And if you just did a random draft, it'd be like, I'm taking Bo Jackson.
All-Star team.
I'm taking King Griffey Jr.
Right.
Like, okay, well, this isn't going to be fun.
Yeah.
So basically, this coach has like the Mac Daddy team, the hardcore coach.
Yeah.
And there's 2 kids on that team in particular that are like really hardcore baseball players, you know? And he's in our boys' son's class. Like those kids
they're
are in
friends.
there.
Yeah.
Well, they're neighborhood friends. But these 2 kids are hardcore, more like punch you in the arm.
Yeah.
And then there's another kid that he's really tight with that's like the son of the other coach.
Yeah, the Dandelion coach.
And they all are on the same kind of wavelength, and that's like his best buddy.
Yeah.
So the other coach, turns out he doesn't get Red's kid.
Yeah.
You know, the hardcore team doesn't get Red's kid.
And
so Red's like, oh, man, I'm upset because he assumed his son wanted to be on that team.
Yeah.
And so he says to him, he's like, hey, man.
And by the way, let me interrupt you. As a parent, you want to be on a team where you know the parents because you spend a shit ton of time with these people.
He knows both parents,
Yeah.
but he is probably closer with the Dandelion team. So we'll call them the Dandelions and the All-Stars.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
So he's tight with Dandelion's coach. Like, they drink together. They hang out all the time. The other guy is like neighborhood acquaintance around. They hang out. There's no ill will there. He's friends with both of them. But turns out the whole family's better friends with the Dandelion team.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, son, I got bad news because he thought his son wanted to be on their team. He's like,
on the All-Star team.
He's like, you didn't make the All-Star team. And he's like, you're on the Dandelion team. And his son's reaction was, yes, I didn't want to be on that team because those other kids like pick on me.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, well then you're good. Because turns out you're on the Dandelion team.
I'm moving on.
So his son is ecstatic all day Thursday.
Yeah.
And then Friday we meet out and we're out for drinks. And then Red gets this email, and it's like, there must have been some screw up, man, but somehow your kid ended up on the Dandelions and not on the All-Stars. And he's like, I'm going to make some trades for him. I'm going to start seeing what I can do. He's like, I'll be in touch if Buster Only doesn't reach out to you first.
Yeah.
And
Get
so
Scott Boras involved.
Right.
So Red writes him back, and he's like,
we're all good.
no need to do that. Don't worry about it. Like, everything's fine. I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah.
2 hours.
Red's, before I know what even happens, it sounds like Red and this kid would be happier on the Dandelions to have better experience.
Yeah, but so Red's trying to play both sides, right? He's like,
Yeah.
don't worry about it. It's all good.
Right.
You know, we'll be fine over here.
Yeah.
Like, all good. Doesn't want to say anything about my kid's psyched.
Yeah,
Nothing.
Yeah.
Email a couple hours later. I protested, got in touch with the other coach, explained the situation, and took your kid off that team.
God.
Do
So
they
now-
know? Do they know Red's? Do the All-Stars know Red's son is the Dandelion kid? Because
Yeah, but he doesn't. He wants him. He wants him under. You know, he wants him over here with his
Yeah.
boys. He wants to make this. So this coach calls his buddy, Red's buddy, the Dandelion coach, and is like, nah, this is bullshit. Something went down, and basically forced a trade through for some other Dandelion kid.
Yeah.
And stole the kid over. So now my boy's sitting there at dinner.
Yeah.
And he's eating, and he's like, not only has he fucked my kid,
Yeah.
but he's also fucked me socially because he's
Right.
made this awkward phone call to
Yup.
my good drinking buddy.
and you
been
got
like,
to now Red's got to run it back to his kid after already telling him one
yeah.
thing.
So he's sitting there eating pizza, drinking beer, like, oh no.
Yeah.
Like now I got to go home and tell my kid, oh, sorry, all that good news earlier, sorry about that. Like he's over here now.
Right.
And he's got to explain to his buddy, like, I didn't orchestrate this trade.
yeah.
But the call went down saying, no, Red doesn't want this. His kid doesn't want
he
this.
put
Oh,
it.
and he
no.
pulled him behind
Put
his
it
back.
on.
Yeah, without him even
Oh.
wanting to do it. Like he's like, no, it's all good. Dude's like, bullshit, it's all good. Got in and changed it. Now, that was probably my favorite part of the weekend. Watching that, because as he's explaining the story to me, it's all clicking. I'm like, hold on. So you just got screwed. Now your kid just got screwed. I assume this trickles down to the wives.
Yeah.
Like now there's tension
For sure.
amongst your whole crew.
Right.
So that you could be with the acquaintance and the kid could play with the bullies.
Yeah.
Oh, it was insane. Just to
awesome.
watch the whole thing unfold. And it all unfolded over the course of a couple
And
hours.
it doesn't go away because
It won't. This is forever.
dude, I had a team. My older son was on a team a couple years ago that went undefeated, and for the past couple years now, that team has been called the Cobra Kais, And
Oh, no.
it is like lore that me and the head coach, like,
Oh, you guys conspired.
yeah. I mean, it's like no one wants to give any credit to the kids. Like, I mean, we're out in the field. We're not out in the field. The players play. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and baseball coaches are probably the least effective of all coaches. Like, you can make substitutions, you can make little things, but I mean, it's like the players have to play.
Well, what happens in Little League is a good coach, and that's not me, it was my head coach, he played collegiate ball. He knew how to train the kids. He taught the Dandelions how to put the bat on the ball.
Yeah.
You don't have to hit home runs. You put the ball in play, and then the other Dandelions throw it over the first baseman's head. So not only are you on base, you're getting second.
Yeah, I guess that's it. So they can coach up a player to be much better.
Yes.
But as far as like scheming during the game,
no.
I'm always blown away when I'm watching baseball and they're like, brilliant move by the coach. I was like, to change pitchers?
Right.
That's like, he just thought this guy looks gassed.
Yeah.
Like, I could have done that. I'd be like, hey,
Yeah.
that guy looks gassed. Hey, you can make a
Like
player
base
better.
coaches are more involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The head coach, man, you get the guy from League of Their Own. You get Tom Hanks out there. And
Exactly.
like, if your team can play, you're going to be okay.
Yep. Dude, that's
Daniel Stern from Rookie of the Year. That motherfucker.
well. Keep us informed on that because that's gonna be.
Oh, the kids. Yeah, I haven't talked to Red since then about like how his kid took it and everything. I felt bad, but I was like,
So you're
this
like,
is
dude,
hilarious.
this is super funny. Can you please email that to us?
I go, hey man, can I see your phone?
Yeah.
And I emailed it in. And so when we were starting up the show, I was like, oh yeah, Red.
That's great.
This
That's
is
awesome.
great.
Yeah, kids sports, man. It's next level.
It absolutely is. Dude, Red did some other crazy stuff that weekend too.
Oh,
I guess.
did he now?
He pulled a trick on his wife where he like
He always does hilarious shit.
This can't go well.
he was
Some of
laying.
the funniest stories I've heard in my life come from Red.
He's just he's a classic, dude.
Yeah,
He's a classic
for sure.
He was laying there in bed, like everyone's hungover. The next morning, his wife's taking a shower, and he stretched his nuts like back and like tucked them up in between his
Like the
thighs.
goat.
Yeah, like up by his butt, like up past his thighs, and then he laid there face down like a beached whale in the bed, just butt naked, sprawled out. And he said it was the longest, like he had to hold that pose.
For
And he's,
like 10
he's like,
minutes.
why is she showering still? Like, what is
Well,
she
what kind of
doing?
a rookie does it before you hear the water turn off?
Yeah, he just wanted to be ready.
Yeah.
He said he was like everything was going numb, like it was horrible. And then as soon as she walked in the room, he's like, "Hey, hun, I think I might have sat in gum."
That is great.
And he can't figure out why he's not getting laid. You know, like you fast forward to the evening. I mean, I don't know, dude. It's like she doesn't even find me
Yeah,
attractive.
it's like she's not sexually attracted to me at all. I don't understand why.
I don't get
weird.
it. I got these huge nuts all tucked up in my bum.
Yeah.
I look like I got hemorrhoids. Why she's not all over me? I
Why
don't
is
get
she
it.
not into this?
Yeah.
Like that's every Chippendales you go to. That's the first thing they do is tuck their nuts in their butt and come
First
out backwards.
Legs all clenched like you're doing the tuck. Miserable.
He was killing me this weekend.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I was having a blast.
That's an image she will never, ever, ever get out of her head. That is
No.
burned.
The worst part is I doubt that's the first time that she's seen
For sure.
that particular image because I've seen some stuff.
Sound like a non-veteran. Like
I've seen some shit, man. I've seen some shit. I was hanging out with Red. The worst.
I feel like he
I've been
dunked,
in the shit.
I feel like he dunked his nuts in ranch at a restaurant once.
I for a fact, I know that. That was in
I know.
Savannah, Georgia for St. Patrick's Day. It was in Savannah, it was for a
It
bachelor
wasn't
party.
the bouncer was like, man. Like, how can I not? You just dunked your nuts in ranch, dude.
You have to understand. I have to ask you to leave.
Right,
now.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
There was a guy
what would I do?
Yeah.
There was an Uber Eats driver that Troy, you had sent me an article last
Oh,
week.
yeah.
There was an Uber Eats driver who, for whatever reason, I do not understand this. Oh, you know what it was? It was because you can pre-tip on the Uber Eats or Grubhub or any
Yeah.
of those. You can say, how much you're going to tip. This guy took it upon himself like a moron to go on Facebook Live as he's delivering this stuff and be like, an 18-cent tip. That's what I got, an 18-cent tip. and he takes the salsa out of the Mexican food bag, dipped his nuts in it,
Oh, no.
and then put the top back on, put it in, and delivered the food.
Okay.
The fucking retard who
Yes.
thinks it's a good idea to show the guy what you're getting as a tip first
Yeah.
should be drawn and quartered.
But here's
Oh, you took a different angle here.
Yes.
Okay.
No, here's what could have happened. I'm one of those idiots that always rounds up whatever I buy, right?
Yeah, me too.
So if it was
Oh, he could have been tipping cash at the other end.
yes, he
Yeah.
could have been getting a how much was 19 or
It was 18 cents is what he rounded
what
up.
was the total?
I don't know.
Okay, so it could have been a $20 order, it could have been a $19 order and change. He could have been getting a 10 or a 5
Yeah.
in cash.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh.
so this idiot put it on there. Now this dude's up on charges.
I am
'cause
with you
someone-
though. You shouldn't. I mean, you shouldn't dip your nuts in someone else's food.
Yeah.
No, but that's what scares me about Grubhub, DoorDash, all of these is there's some unknown with my food from the
For
restaurant
sure.
to here.
and
it's
they don't
already-
care. Like,
No.
like at the restaurant, you always hear those stories, but the chances are, like, they have your food for 30 seconds,
And they're surrounded by people.
and it's their job. Like, they're directly tied back to the
Yes.
facility. And yeah, I never thought about that. They're surrounded by people, so it's
Yeah.
like, no, you've got 20 minutes in the car
solo.
solo.
Going somewhere. Like, I mean, you've got to assume people are smoking cigarettes. I mean, that's probably a pretty minor sin, but
Yeah.
right, they're smoking cigarettes around your food. They're doing all kinds of stuff.
Businesses should find a way to seal your Grubhub food so that it can't be broken.
Only you know the
yeah.
code.
No, motherfucker.
No, just put,
No.
put a tape on
It's got
it.
a piece
tape
of
on
tape
it.
that
Yeah.
can't be broken.
That would make sense.
Or a
Brendan's
fucking-
like,
or a safe.
Lock and key,
Exactly.
and you get the key.
Yeah, a pigeon flies the key to you first.
See, now we're talking.
Yeah.
We're like a seal that hasn't been cut yet.
Right. I got it. Yeah.
I did. I was taking it a little further. Like you
Spends
get
months on his safe patent, and someone comes out with a fucking
a piece
roll
of
of-
tape.
A roll of Scotch tape.
right.
That's glorious. I've never used Grubhub or DoorDash or whatever they are. Like,
Yeah.
it's a barrier to entry that I just can't get past. Like, if I'm so lazy, I'm gonna do ordering food. Like, I'll drive my. I mean, and I can say it. I live in a first world country, and I live in the middle of everything, so it's not too far for me to drive anywhere. I'm lucky in that. If it's not Chinese or pizza, and it ain't coming to me anyway. I'll just drive up and pick it up. I mean,
See, that doesn't make sense to me.
See, I will.
Why is
I've-
it such
I've
a
done
crazy
it.
mental leap from Chinese and pizza to something else?
well, they do. They've always done it, so it's just part of the thing. It's part of the experience. You don't pay extra for it.
Right.
DoorDash, you pay
You do.
a huge amount, right? Isn't it pretty?
It's not that exorbitant.
Oh,
It
really?
isn't. It really isn't. It's a few bucks, and then you got a tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, as long as it's not too far away.
Now we have done it here on football.
Yeah,
days,
absolutely.
And I mean, I get that.
I got a pro tip for you using Grubhub and DoorDash. Don't order Mexican,
Really?
as it doesn't hold up. You ever had like
Soggy
Yeah.
tacos, the worst.
that's
Yeah.
or your nachos
Your
suck.
cheese dip's hard.
Well, yeah, the cheese dip comes
Queso
in all
hardens up,
congealed.
yeah.
Don't order Mexican. I've tried it, and I'm like, that was an absolute failure. Like,
Right.
it
Yeah,
showed
'cause
up.
It
and I
takes
was like,
them
ugh.
3 minutes to make it.
Have you ever gotten any DoorDash where the food was solidly warm, almost close to the way it came out?
Definitely.
Really?
Yeah, definitely. I've done some good meals, but Mexican food, absolute failure.
That's what I would want it for, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Taco Bell. But you think Taco Bell would hold up longer than like
Taco Bell hold up more than real Mexican
I
food.
live
Yeah.
for eating Taco Bell after a 20-minute drive.
Okay, so how's it work out? Pretty good?
23 minutes sucks. 20's okay.
There's always a point
Yeah.
of diminishing
It's
returns.
like every once in a while I have to microwave something a little bit, but it's
So
okay.
you use these services, and
No, for me going to
Oh,
drive.
yeah.
Because he'll pick it up and bring it
And
home
you don't
for the
eat it in
fam.
the car.
No
Yeah.
services on the planet come to me. Even
Okay.
pizza or Chinese.
Oh,
None
wow.
of them come to my house.
Wow.
Dang, you can't even get a pizza delivered?
No.
Makes sense. You're what, 15, 20 minutes from the nearest pizza joint?
No, I'm probably 8.
And they won't come.
No.
You need a pizza oven.
That's crazy.
We just go to Mod. Ever since Mod showed up, I don't really get
Oh, that's
any-
right, because you're 20 minutes, 15 minutes to there, and that place
Yeah.
is good.
It is.
I haven't been to that one yet. I've been to Blaze, but I haven't
Very
been to Mod.
similar.
I've never been to Mod either because everyone always says Blaze is better, like by a hair. So I just keep going to Blaze.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like
Like it's been consistent. Like everyone I've
Yeah.
asked is like, I mean, Blaze is a little better, but they're the same thing.
That's
And I'm
probably
like,
I
oh.
would agree with that.
But that's the.
But if you
everyone
ask me
says.
why, I don't know that I could tell you why.
it was first.
I've never had anyone tell me why,
Yeah.
but they're
You
always
had it
like, I mean,
first.
Blaze is a little better. Like,
But I will tell you, though, Mod does have, they will double up a crust and give you a thick one, and it's more filling.
okay.
So it's like the mega pizza.
I just take 2 little kids
Yeah.
and
Yep.
I just eat whatever's left.
That's right.
You don't get your own pizza?
Well, I do.
Yeah.
And then I eat whatever's
Whatever
Yeah,
they
actually, I
don't
do
eat.
that.
Yeah.
left. Yeah. Like, I like load up their pizza. Like, no, get more.
That right there is where Dad Bod came from.
Yeah.
Oh, by definition.
Another thing about Mod is their salads are insane.
Well, I don't even know if you can get a salad at the other one.
Yeah, I don't know either.
They do something called a salad pizza,
Yeah, they have that at Mod.
but it's still on a big old crust.
Yeah, you can get it on the side. Some people like to get it on the side. It's weird. I don't understand it.
Just get all the stuff that would be on the top just on the side.
Uh-huh.
That's interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'd be willing to mess with that.
Not me.
Well, fuck that then.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I'm
Pizza.
out.
Yeah, sounds miserable.
If there's good food, like I couldn't go to a pizza joint and get a salad. There's no
No.
damn way.
No.
There's no way.
Not in my bones.
Yeah.
Unless I'm on some kind of a diet or I'm
Even
doing
if
it
I'm
for
on a diet,
reason.
I'm like, today I'm off the diet.
Yeah.
Oh man, speaking of good food, I do want to give a shout out to the brunch weekend. If you're here in Richmond,
Yes.
that's going down this weekend,
Is it? We should
RVA
go.
Brunch weekend.
Saturday and Sunday. I mean, all the 10% or whatever.
My wife's
of
hitting it up. Yeah, different places. I think it's 15% a lot of places.
We
to
totally-
Lassie.
Is your wife's going?
Yeah, or she's going out with former dance team members on Sunday to
Yeah,
brunch somewhere.
this is the weekend to brunch. If you're in Richmond, money
Need to go.
goes to a good cause. It goes to that Massey Cancer Center.
Yeah, and then they might have some other.
We totally lunched. I mean, we've had I think every year that they've been
Yeah.
doing it, we've had them on.
We dropped the ball.
Well, we've been traveling and we were doubling up, and we just
Yeah.
kind of screwed
Got
that
away
up.
from
I
us.
feel bad, but I
I
do
blame
want to give a
Brendan.
plug. Yeah, I mean, I'll take it. I've been the one traveling. I've been why we've been doubling up episodes. and
Sounds about
such.
right.
Yep.
But still going to give a shout out to them.
Yeah. Check it
That
out.
shit is good. I don't know if those Nightingale brunch bars are back, but good God, those are good.
Lord.
I certainly want
So
some more
good.
of those.
Yeah, we need
So
to
tasty.
get some of that.
Yeah.
I'm going to brunch at some point this weekend. I'll make it happen.
Yeah.
I owe it to them. It's a good thing. You get to eat like a fat kid and help out some cancer
That's right.
people. It's the way to do it.
I
I'm
was gonna
such a
eat it.
philanthropist.
I was going to eat anyway.
Exactly.
Okay, so we can dig a little bit farther down this rabbit hole. I have this disease with food, I've come to realize.
You love it?
Yeah.
But you're like you junkie out. Like you
I am. I junkie out. Not just that, but so I'm on this keto diet. I'm losing a bunch of weight.
He's
Yeah.
got the keto crotch.
But
That's right.
but like the desire to destroy food has never gone anywhere. So for me to think that I'm succeeding on this diet, it's supposed to be a lifestyle change. You're supposed to be changing the way that you eat, the way you view food.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm like just doing this, like, oh, this is torture, and I can't wait to lose enough weight until I can eat like an animal again.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
Yeah.
I want to get down 10 pounds so I can gain 20.
Right.
Yeah.
That's about it.
What the fuck?
I got the same addiction. I know, but I think yours is a little worse.
I just think
is.
it's something with
like,
the
didn't
way
you tell me you
it's
ate like
even
half a
worse.
cake today or something?
No,
Or
the
yesterday?
other day I ate a whole lot of cake. But with the so
You hear
it's-
the shame
all right,
in his
so here's the
voice?
deal.
I think it's just something to do with the way the carbs and the sugar react in your body. That you eat the meats and the cheeses and the salads, and you don't get that rush, that sugar rush that you do with the carbs.
No. I'm saying I look at food the way alcoholics look at alcohol.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
what
it's
I'm
your
saying.
addiction.
It's my addiction.
but I would say a lot of people do that.
Oh, totally.
I fully agree.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it
they're
bothers
everywhere.
me that I can't. And I will say to your point a second ago, I do think being on this diet is what makes it worse, though, because
Yes.
it's like I'm keeping myself from so much food. So then when I have an off day, I like pile it on.
Yeah, you overdo it.
Yes,
because I do
whereas
that
if I
too.
wasn't dieting, I would just
Well, that's how I
go
was.
eat a burger and then get back, eating.
Yeah,
the
but
next
instead
day.
you want burger, then you want that chicken sandwich, then you're gonna get calzone. It's like,
I was telling Troy, I fell off the wagon yesterday, and at like 11 p.m. before I was going to bed.
Oh, because you knew tomorrow you'd have to be back
it
on.
would reset back on the diet, so I'm trying to find what can I throw in my gullet before I go to sleep.
Did you find anything?
Yeah, Fritos.
Swiss roll, I think.
There it was. Oh, yes. Swiss roll is
That's
great.
a good way to end it right
For sure.
there.
A ho-ho or Swiss roll?
Swiss roll.
Ah, I'm a
So,
ho-ho.
Swiss-
Swiss rolls are where it's
which I had a buddy of mine turn me on to putting Swiss rolls in the freezer. Next
Oh.
level.
Oh,
dude.
that sounds amazing.
It
Yeah.
is next level.
Last weekend I was eating a bunch of Thin Mints out of the freezer.
at. Yeah,
Dude, I thought they were keep frozen was on the package.
I didn't even think about it. I brought them back. My wife goes, "You didn't put them in the freezer?"
Yeah.
I was like, brilliant. Of course.
Yeah.
We'll put them in the freezer. You know what I also bought? Damn Girl Scouts will get you. They're sitting outside.
That's just
They're-
a
Blue
racket.
Mountain? Were they at Blue Mountain?
No, thank
They're
God.
always at Blue Mountain. We went to Blue Mountain the other day, and they were there.
No, they were sitting outside of some gas station in the morning. And I get there, and I'm like, yeah, let me get some of those Samoas, which were called caramel de leches at this place,
Yeah.
which is or caramel delights.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, let me get some of those. Let me get some of those Thin Mints. And then
Get you
the woman goes, do you want any of these gluten-free cookies? And I'm like, no. And she goes, they've been selling like crazy. Like they're sold out all over the U.S. And she said something to the effect of, these may be the last two in America. Like they've completely
Now
sold out.
Brennan's hooked.
Yeah.
And I was all in. I go,
What?
well, then I want one of those. Like just because it was
You're
scarce.
saying I should keep it in the package?
Yeah.
Like I shouldn't open this and put it on my shelf?
Yeah, just because
It's like,
it
a,
was
it's
scarce.
like a King Griffey rookie card.
exactly.
Dude, I got home and cracked those open immediately.
Yeah?
They're the worst Girl Scout cookie by far.
Yeah, damn right they
I was
are.
like,
Could
what
it have
the hell
gone
is
any
this?
other way?
It was awful. I was like, this sucks. And I started handing them around to people. They're all like, these are awful.
Yeah.
And I was like, but you don't understand.
There's no gluten.
There's
Yeah.
no more in America. These
Right.
are important.
If only there was a way we could have known they were going to be awful before we opened them. Oh, wait. It says right here they're awful.
Yes.
To me, that's like sugar cookies. Like I have never.
Ah, why do you want a
yeah.
sugar cookie?
I've never understood
Yeah,
a sugar
sugar
cookie. I ever
cookie
tell
is
you
the
that
worst.
story? I think I've told this story before.
I don't.
But we've done it. We do a dessert raffle at Scouts, and you basically every family brings a
Yeah,
brings
whatever
a
their
dessert.
specialty is.
Yeah, then they get raffle tickets and they buy it, and you call the raffle kid with the raffle ticket gets to pick their whatever dessert they want.
Yeah.
all the way till the desserts are gone. My kid gets the first fucking pick, and I'm
First pick of the draft.
like, yes,
Yeah.
dude.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Yeah.
He goes.
What
and
did you
grabs
get? German
up some
chocolate cake?
sugar cookies.
German chocolate? No.
Yes.
No.
He's like, I like these, Dad. I'm like,
Oh, my God. You didn't lose your
It's not your
shit.
boy.
dude,
It's
yeah,
not your boy.
I know. I was like,
You're like, hun, we need to
Yeah.
talk.
yeah, that's right.
I noticed the
DNA
neighbor.
test, 23andMe right
What's
now.
funny though is
I
that
noticed
was
the neighbor
like,
eats a lot of sugar cookies.
yeah, that was like 2-3 years ago, and he
He's
still remembers
upgraded?
that. No, he still remembers.
Oh,
that.
but
yeah.
is he upgraded?
Yeah, I feel bad though. He's like, now he
Oh,
tries
'cause
to-
you
he tries
ruined
to
him.
check
Now
with-
he
he tries
won't
to check
eat.
with me now. I'm like, son, get what you want, bud. It's all good.
No, because he knows better. Because
Yeah.
Dad's gonna be
Oh, they're
pissed.
so awful.
Yeah,
I can't. My kids make
They
them
are.
every year, and then like they put them out for Santa.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I can't wait to tell him who Santa is. Like,
Right.
'cause I don't want those damn sugar cookies.
oh,
I've had to like make complaints. Like I think Santa likes chocolate chip. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Like,
And
putting it out
Oreos.
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
default back to chocolate chip. If not, like that's the
When
you
in
can't
doubt.
go wrong.
that's the entry level. First off, like if you can't do anything else, you can do that. Like take your sugar.
You know
cookies
what?
and
am I
fucking-
the only one that still wants to fucking take the batter out of the log and just eat the batter?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Everyone, I feel like that's just the shit.
That's
Yeah.
the best. But apparently you're gonna die.
Yeah,
from
Of
Salmonella.
course
salmonella.
you are, dude.
You're
Fuck.
gonna- You're gonna die from that.
You're gonna die from everything.
Dude, you were talking about keto crotch.
Oh my God.
So the other day I was listening to it might have been today or yesterday, listening to Adam Carolla's show, and their health nut Benny Tortorich was on there talking about how he's heard about this keto crotch and how
Yeah, apparently it's quite disgusting.
that's what they're saying, and he has thoughts on it.
At what cost, ladies? At what cost are you getting skinny?
So his his
You're so desirable till you're not.
so his take was he said that the keto diet is blowing up,
Everybody's doing it.
And Weight Watchers is fucking tanking. They are just dropping because
you know why? Because portion control is difficult.
This was 15 points. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I gotta do math while I eat.
and you gotta pay. It's not free. You gotta pay Weight Watchers.
How about I just don't get the spaghetti?
Yeah.
Right.
Easy.
Yeah.
Keto's easy. That's why people do it.
So he said that Weight Watchers came out. He basically said that Weight Watchers came out and it's come up with this keto crotch thing.
They're pushing
bullshit.
the keto crotch agenda?
It's totally bullshit.
Really?
Because he said they know that is a sensitive topic for women.
Yeah.
And
Stanky Goonya.
They're
It's
trying
a sensitive topic for everybody.
Right.
Yeah. But like they basically came up with something to try to kill the keto diet.
So this was so Weight Watchers
Yeah.
is shaming people back to just portion control.
Yeah.
Or buying their fucking fat-free, gluten-free fucking cookies that magically lose weight with.
The next thing they'll come out with is Weight Watchers crotch, which is the exact opposite.
Yeah, exactly.
I smell like fucking strawberries down there. It's amazing. Ever since I got on the Weight Watchers
it's a Samoa.
Yeah.
Like,
honey, I've had 69 points of food today. It
You got
smells great.
Cross-eyed doctor talking about how amazing the crotch smells.
Exactly.
Yeah. Science studies have shown.
I thought it was pretty.
These fudge bars will make your vagina smell fantastic.
exactly.
Not like that bacon.
Ask Susie.
I thought it was pretty genius, and it only makes sense if you,
Actually, that makes perfect
if you think
sense.
about it, right? Like the pharmaceuticals want you to take the drugs,
Yeah,
like
it's big Weight Watchers coming
Yeah.
after the keto diet.
Fucking Marie Osmond.
Yes.
fucking
Yeah,
Oprah.
and Marino. That motherfucker.
Merino. Now, there's the worst keto
Isotoners.
crotch ever.
Yeah.
Marino.
you see all the dudes on those Weight Watchers commercials, and then you see them like a year later, and they've all put it right back on.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're on the DELI diet.
Anyone. It's not happening this time. This is the time.
Just, okay. You know what? I'm all in. I'm going to
This
support
is the
you.
time.
I believe it. This is my time.
Yeah. It's happening.
Good. So you're on the
Fuck
wagon
yourself.
forever.
No, not forever. No.
He's already hedging bets.
No. I'm just thinking about it smarter now. I just
Okay.
get to a point, and then I can live within a 5 to 10 pound range. and
Well,
then-
that's it. I allow
Yeah.
myself to fluctuate within a window, and I find I'm much happier there.
Yeah, exactly.
But the problem is I'm at the high end of my window right now.
you probably end up living there most of your life at the high end of that window. But
Yes.
if you're doing it right, you stay in that window.
But that's the thing. Like I do low carb most of the time during the week.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
Yeah.
But I'm very prone
Getting
to
to where you want to be is the hard part.
Yes.
I think maintaining, if you think about it correctly,
If you're
and
conscious-
disciplined,
Well,
you can maintain and enjoy.
I
good
never thought
shit.
about it like this, but somebody said it might have been Vinny Tortorich said it years ago. He said, "Think about how long it takes you to put all that weight on. It takes you that long to take it off too. Like,
Yeah.
you think it's going to slide right off. It's like, no, you hadn't done anything for a few years. It's probably going to take you a few years.
Definitely.
That's a fact. That's a fact. But it's little changes, man.
But then that kills your drive because you're like, shit.
Right.
I don't want to have to do this for years and years.
But you do see a lot of people. Like if I go to the gym, I see a ton of people that like. Most people aren't eating what they should be eating.
Yes.
Like they're in the gym 5 days a week,
But they're not doing anything.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
Yeah.
You could
tell.
not go to the gym ever and eat properly, and you'll be okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, if you can do them both, now you're
Likewise,
dancing.
If you can, like, more muscle you get, the more you burn through calories.
Yeah.
So,
That's right.
yeah.
But they say losing weight's most like 80% diet.
yeah, for sure.
That's it.
Yeah. Because you can go run all you want, but if you're feeding garbage
Yeah.
into the system, then that's what you're going to get.
That's about right.
That's what's up.
Science.
We're getting late into this episode, and we have not even had a deli.
Oh,
What?
damn.
I realize I can't wrap up. I need a beer.
Yeah.
I got
Wrap that shit up, B.
So I got a beer that's not like crazy.
Regular?
But
Just
it's in that
regular,
bag.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a regular, just regular, I guess. I got
You know what that movie that's from?
that's Forrest Gump, right?
No. My cousin Vinny.
Ah, there you go. Knew he was an idiot.
Yeah.
So this is Narragansett. You ever had Narragansett?
Sure.
I was
Yeah.
gonna pour mine in, and then he could have the can.
I don't need the can. I don't need more
All
than
right.
a couple swallers.
Yeah, I want to see what you think of the Narragansett. So
Are you looking
That's
at the
good,
color of it?
So
Yeah, looks like pee.
this is one of those beers that's really, really popular.
It's a
up
lager.
north.
It smells like. Reminds me of chugging beers.
This is what they're drinking all the time up in New England. The Narragansett Lager. This is what every time you meet someone up there, they're always like, you got Narragansett?
Really?
And it's like, yeah, they love that stuff.
Hi, neighbor. Have a Gansett.
And I've been so amped up ever since that Woodstock lineup came out. And this is made in upstate New York.
Since 1890, made on honor, sold on merit.
That's the
Can
one.
I give mine already or no?
I haven't tasted it yet.
Well, give it it's out of Rochester, New York, but they love this stuff in Boston and anywhere where you kind of talk like this. You know, you guys
what's
like,
that? That tastes just like something. What does that taste just like?
people love this shit. He's got an opinion.
Yeah, I'm
immediately.
dying to lay it out.
It tastes just like another beer. I just can't remember which one.
Yingling?
No.
More skunky than that.
I find I had this beer the other day for the first time. People swear by this stuff up in New England. I mean, seriously, everywhere. Narragansett. They're always ordering it. I've never known how to say it. So the last time I was in a bar, I kept asking the bartender, "Hey, can you pronounce that to me again?" And then just had him keep doing it because I keep screwing it up.
That
But
doesn't sound like you.
yeah,
I see what you
Exactly.
did there.
That's interesting. Now that I'm having it out of a can,
Tastes different.
that's just interesting.
I'll go first. This tastes like this is a lager, and it's in a 16-ounce can. You got a 6-pack. It looks like a cheap beer, and it tastes like a cheap beer.
This would have been perfect with our American Lager Challenge with the Budweisers, the Coors, the full flavors. It's certainly in the ballpark. It's certainly not a Hams.
The first taste was a little skunky, but it's getting smoother. I don't mind this at all. I would give this. I mean, if all the American lagers are right down the middle, I'd give this right there with it. Maybe a little higher, taste a little more flavorful than some of the light
What
beers.
makes you say the American lagers are down the middle?
That's just what I would say. I mean,
Oh,
personally, I would put a Coors Light up there at the top because that's just what I like.
I got you.
I find this beer very interesting now that I'm having it out of a can.
This is not a bad beer. What's the price point on it?
No, it's like any Budweiser.
Okay. It's on par with those. 3.
Yeah, Narragansett. I mean, it's somewhere in between a Budweiser and an MGD.
Kind of looks like a Natty Boh.
I know Ely's got an opinion over here because he's itching.
I did as soon as I tasted it.
Does it remind you of something? Is that what it's doing?
No.
Huh.
So it's a very light beer.
For as much as that like shitty American lager thing that it's got going on, I find it a little bit soft in a good way. I give it a 3. There's nothing special here. It's not hoppy.
No.
It's not malty. I guess malty is what I would give it.
There's no hints of anything in it. It's a beer. It tastes like a beer. If you're looking for something with hints of whatever, that's not in here.
But it tastes better than a lot of them, which is really splitting hairs. But I question if it had been lined up,
Yeah,
where
it
it would have netted out. I'll give it a 3.
I really like it a lot.
Oh
A
wow,
lot.
Yeah.
Like
a
a lot.
Well,
Would you say more than the Americans, the Coors, Millers, Buds?
Or the only question that matters, is it better
it's
than
in
a Budweiser?
the upper end of those for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of I think where we all landed on it.
Yeah.
I think it does have a little more flavor than the Americans.
I'm impressed by it, and it's that you said soft, and that's dead on.
What is
Like,
that?
I don't know what it is,
But it is there.
Yeah. Like it goes down
Softer.
really well.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a fucked up flavor at the end.
No.
I enjoy it.
It finishes clean.
For just a shitty lager, it's perfect.
I've given a lot of IPAs 2.5, so it's hard for me to say that regular beers are in the middle. I feel like that's why I asked. I feel like regular beer might be a little bit 3.5-ish.
Well, yeah. I mean, I grew up on cheap light beer, so I love all of them.
yeah. Me. I mean,
But
I'm
I'm
the same
trying
way.
to say, like, it's not negative like a lot of the IPAs we put in that, and it's not, a stellar 4, 4.5.
Right.
So I'm kind of like, where do I put it? It's a very drinkable
Oh, so
beer.
look at this. It says it's brewed Rochester, New York, but if you want to write them, it's in Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
Nice.
So that explains why it's all that New England area, because you got Rhode Island and New York is the affiliation with it. So that adds up. Like they have another one that they have that's like a slightly hoppy one. It's got a big lobster.
What would you give a Budweiser?
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure. Actually, it's funny you said that because I immediately now want to try a blind taste test between Budweiser, which I know is the finest, and this, and see where I net out.
Yeah,
because
I would love to do that too.
this tastes like it could be better.
Yes,
I
it
agree.
does.
This could be better than a Budweiser.
There may be
and
Beechwood aging going on here. That's the only way I could see how that's possible.
the most expensive of all the aging. We all know that.
The more I drink it, the
more you
I
like it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna. It's a 3.5 for sure. I'm teasing the 4, but I don't
Whoa.
Wow.
know. Yeah,
Hi neighbor, have a Gansett.
Yeah.
I guess we'll go 3.5.
That's beautiful.
That's awesome.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I picked a shitty New England lager, and you liked it.
It's good. I really like it.
How you like them apples?
Ah,
That's great.
I couldn't argue a 3.5. Like,
Yeah.
Every
I'm not
one
gonna
of
argue.
us put it up in the upper echelon.
yeah.
That's amazing.
That's
The-
awesome, man. Good find.
Narragansett. It was so weird. I was looking at all these fine beers today, and I'm like, ooh, they got this. I saw 2 different s'mores beers came out in the same week. I was like, ooh, maybe I should get a s'mores beer. And then I turned around, and then there was just good old Narragansett. And I was like,
Black, white, and red. Simple logo. Just kind of cool looking. Got a
Yeah.
ship on the front.
I'm psyched. I'm psyched that this worked out. Yeah.
I'm sure some Boston fuck pronounces that shit way
Oh,
different.
God.
Narragansett.
Yeah.
Some nonsense. I mean, they're going with that whole, it says, hi, neighbor, have a Gansett.
Yeah.
Right on the side. Like, they're going after that whole.
Mhm.
It's got a clipper ship on it.
Yep.
It just.
Good for them.
I mean, it's sold on merit.
Is that the brewery?
Yeah, Narragansett.
Oh, okay.
Narragansett Brewing Company.
It's a Narragansett
Nice.
Lager.
Yeah.
Or how would they say
Lager.
it? Lager.
If I had to guess.
Yeah, I mean every New England bar you go into is going to have Narragansett.
Is there
Really?
a more grating
Accent?
dialect accent than the New England?
It sounds ignorant in the same way that a Southern accent sounds ignorant. You can actually be really smart, and it kind
I'm
of.
not saying ignorant. I'm saying it just hurts my goddamn ears.
But it's funny because like we hear British accents and we go,
Worse
oh.
than Canada?
Well, it's the same thing. Like it's that whole Midwest.
I was thinking more American, but
Well, then Fargo? I mean, same.
yeah, Fargo's weird for
It's,
sure.
it's that same
Yeah.
Canadian thing.
I'd rather hear a thick New England accent than that kind of Midwestern. And I'm
Yeah.
from Chicago where you hear a ton of that. And I find that North Dakota, as you keep going out, that gets weird.
Yeah.
That's a bad sound.
Worcester. It's Worcester. Like,
Yeah.
no, it's not. It's Worcester,
Yeah.
motherfucker. It's fucking use your
Pakaka.
syllables.
Actually,
Yeah.
you know what? So now that you say that, I bet they just say like Narragansett. You know what I mean? I bet all of that
Narragansett.
just goes
Yeah,
away. All
for
those
sure.
R's and all that is just Narragansett. Let me get Narragansett. That would make sense because, Worcester.
Well, it says
Like, you just-
Gansett
you
on.
just-
That's
And
probably,
they probably pronounce that S as a Z if I had to Narragansett.
Yeah.
I bet you get a lot of that.
Yeah.
I'd love to go up there and hear how people are ordering it and what they're saying. But I pronounce every syllable.
I
Narragansett.
knew a dude from
Yeah.
Rochester, as he says. And
Well-
he drank the shit out of Labatt's Blue.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, now that's a
Man
tasty
used
beer.
to drink that shit.
Well, I was high on it because
And
I
he would eat Zweigels, which are fucking brats, but they're white.
Yeah.
It was fucking weird looking.
Yeah.
Pure white
albino
meat.
pig.
Yeah.
I've been high on this because I saw that Woodstock lineup come out and I've been like, it's been on the brain.
Oh, yeah.
That lineup looks really good. You brought it up to I had never heard that they were even doing a Woodstock 50 till you guys brought it up 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I had looked at the lineup or whatever was out at that time.
That was the rumored lineup.
Yeah.
The official lineup was better than I expected.
It's insane.
It's got a lot. It's got everything from metal to rap, but then a lot of kind of like old
Country,
school and
hippie.
kind of folks. Yeah, it's got Sturgill Simpson, so it's got some like good
How much does the name Woodstock help it, though?
a ton,
Yeah.
a ton. But they've lost a little cred with the way it went down in like '99,
Yeah.
where was like Linkin Park and like Limp Bizkit and all that
You
stuff.
mean all the
made.
greats?
Yeah, unfortunately.
I think
This year they
I
got
don't
staying power, like Miley Cyrus.
I think it went.
For sure.
I think the 99 one went bad because of the damn.
Well, they did
rain.
it poorly.
Yeah.
They also didn't have waters, and the
Yeah.
waters, like they didn't have free water. The water they had was like $10. That pissed people off. The toilet situation was completely
the
overflowed by day
infrastructure wasn't
2.
there.
So
Yeah.
everyone just started rioting and burning shit.
It was
which
the
is
first
gonna
fire
happen.
festival.
How do we know that it's better?
Honestly, we don't.
Cool.
We don't.
Yeah, you don't.
And you got to think back to in '69, what, like 400,000 people showed up or something ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, they're trying to sell 100,000 to this one. That was 400,000 people.
There were 400,000 people at Woodstock. It was that big, honestly.
It was either look it up. It was either 500,000 or 400,000, I believe.
How many people were at Woodstock?
It was a ridiculous number. What is it?
An estimated 1 million people descended on Woodstock.
There you go. So it was far worse.
Wow.
50,000 people is what they
Yeah,
expected.
they expected 50,000 people. They sold 100,000 tickets pre-sold.
Aspen, we were way
Yeah,
off.
exactly.
No, it was ridiculous. I mean, you think about the infrastructure then.
Yeah.
There was none.
Yeah.
You can't cobble together an infrastructure for 1 million people. I
Yeah.
didn't realize it was that large. I swore it was between 400 and 500. That's crazy. So maybe in
So
true
many
Woodstock
people.
fashion, they just said, who needs shit us?
Roll the dice.
Yeah, we got Narragansett.
Yeah. Hey, neighbor.
This one says 500,000. Who the fuck knows?
That's what I thought it was 500.
I don't think they
between
know.
400 and 500.
They don't know it. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen, like,
But
you
you've
know,
seen photos
documentaries
where
and
it's
stuff,
just like
but you're like,
throngs for as far as the eye can
it's
see.
one of those things where everybody says they were there. It's like, were you? Were you really there?
Yeah.
As long as you didn't touch the brown acid, you're okay. Apparently, that was the bad stuff. That's all I know. But I'm excited, man. That lineup looked good.
It sounds like the original one would be so much more fun than today's.
The fact that it was just they expected to put on a little festival. They didn't.
They gave less of a fuck. That's
Yeah.
what
And
number one
everybody-
thing that makes it better.
Yep.
And there was no social media. There's no internet. There's no
Yeah.
nothing. Like that was an honest to God.
There's no
Hey, man,
getting
did
offended.
you hear about Woodstock?
Yeah.
No, man. What's
I'm going
up?
to go live in my own shit for a week or so.
Yeah.
And everybody just showed up
Yeah.
from all over. I mean, that's what made that so
Yeah.
insane.
Awesome.
Might
Yeah.
bring an extra pair of undies. Who knows?
It's a different time, man.
Yeah.
Free love, which I'm sure we'll just be getting tons of that when
So,
I'm
yeah,
for
definitely,
sure.
for sure.
But I think I'm in. Like,
Yeah.
but the only problem is I have no idea what it's going to cost. They haven't released any of
If
this.
we
It'll be
could find
cheap.
someone to take the baby, I would love to go, and I will talk to the wife about it ASAP.
I have no desire to go.
Damn it!
Now, the lineup sounds amazing.
Yeah.
If
But-
you
but-
go, we'll do a podcast from there.
Because
Come on.
it sounds so awesome, it sounds like it's going to be that much worse.
Yeah, I can see.
Like,
that.
I'd rather go to a third or fourth tier concert and just have. I feel like I'm never. It's on my bucket list.
But
I've
I'm a
talked about
festival
it.
nerd. Like
I
that's
love
my thing.
festivals, but I feel like I would have a great time at a third tier festival.
Yeah, maybe. So. Well, the way Ely feels about a frozen, like ho ho.
Yeah.
I can't. A Swiss roll. That's how I feel about festivals. It's hard for me to avoid it. Like I crave it.
Yeah, but you've been to lesser ones and had an amazing time.
Sure, but I have a better time at the bigger ones. And this one looks like it could be the biggest.
Woodstock.
There is something to be said. I would get a tattoo on my face.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
It says
Fucking
Woodstock
like your boy.
Post.
Yeah.
And this is the only festival this year Post Malone's not playing.
I'm out.
It kind of makes it all good.
Yeah.
In some
You
respects.
did say something pre-show that I thought was funny because one of your favorites you were geeked up for, and Ely was like, "I'll sleep through that whole fucking thing."
Oh,
Yeah.
The Dead?
yeah.
I mean, The Dead's not something I would ever go out of my way to see, but I always
But
regret.
you're going to go out of your way to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Except for that time.
well, no, like if The Dead was
Every
coming
other
to
time.
town, if The Dead was coming to
I
town,
would go see the Dead if they come, and I'm not a big Deadhead, but
I always
I
regret.
could if I could
Don't do
permanently
Casey
if I could
Jones.
permanently roll my eyes in the back of my head.
you don't
and
like
stick
any
them
Dead.
there.
You don't
That
like
would
any
be
of
The
the
Dead.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
don't like any of the Dead music.
I just,
yeah.
I remember there was a
I
girl.
mean, sure, I could tap my toe and sing on to some of it, but You get me into that heavy jam shit, and I will just roll my eyes and be like, "Who the fuck is into this shit?"
I love that jam shit.
Yeah, you got to be in the right
Especially
moment
like
in time.
8 beers deep. I'm just like,
that's it. If
bouncing
you've
around,
had a
like,
few drinks, you're at the right moment in time. Like it can hit you and it can wash over you. Like the first time I saw Panic, I did not anticipate falling in love. It was just that my buddies had an extra ticket.
I didn't either, and I
So,
didn't.
but
I haven't seen them live.
I just remember I went and it was transformative for me. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like that blew my mind. But then like I took my
Me
wife.
and Red went to Panic and sat by the concession stand and drank beers the whole time.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
There's something to be said for that too.
for sure.
But I
Panic
remember
at the Disco we're talking about, right?
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah, okay. Just to make
Yeah.
sure we're all on the same page here.
there was a girl in my high school named Kizzy Bridges.
Of course. Who
And-
didn't have
No,
one?
there was not.
Oh yeah. And Kizzy,
Come on.
Kizzy Bridges as a high school
She
kid.
gave you a fake name.
She was going. That was her name. It was in the yearbook. She
Kizzy
went.
Bridges.
She was going to like Dead shows, and she was like. I always thought she was
Of
the
course
coolest.
she was. Kizzy is the one in the school that goes to the Dead shows.
See, and I don't think Ely dislikes the dead so much as he likes the people that live and die with the dead. Because I'm with you on that. Like, it can be annoying. And it's the same for a lot of bands. Like,
Fish, Panic,
yeah,
Widespread Panic.
yeah.
I mean,
Dave. You know, like, sometimes
I
Dave's
think-
got 3-minute songs.
Who?
Dave has 3-minute
yeah.
songs.
Dave does
No.
the occasional
They do,
8-minute
he'll
song.
jam. He'll jam. They'll
But
go
it's not-
song
it's
into
not-
song.
Yeah, but he's not jammy like. I've
If
seen
you
some
see him
stuff.
show,
He's
yeah.
not jammy like here. You're here to trip out on my fucking jam.
I've seen a drum solo for 15 minutes at a Widespread Panic show where I've been like, "You're losing me."
I saw a Dave cover band that did a 50-minute opening song.
Good God.
They went into like they just kept jamming in between each song and just went into the next song and didn't stop for 50 minutes.
God.
It was awesome.
But see, no, I mean,
it was
if it was
awesome.
good. It was good. But Kizzy
Live music.
Kizzy was always telling me,
I
like, you
agree.
got to see the dead. You got to see the dead. And then she convinced me. And she was like, look, I got tickets. And I was like, all right, I'll get a ticket. They were coming to RFK. I was like, I'm in. And then that was the year Jerry died. And so that concert never happened.
He really didn't want to go to RFK.
yeah, he didn't. Like 95, 96.
Did his
somewhere.
son Cherry take over?
Cherry.
Cherry,
Garcia.
right?
Cherry
I
Garcia.
get it. I was like, I don't think he had a son named Cherry.
Oh, it might have been his daughter. Don't put her gender on you.
But now they got John Mayer filling in.
Now
And-
that could be awesome.
Now he's a talented dude,
for sure.
and he's been doing it for like 4 or 5 years now.
Their
And
biggest hit is "Your Body Is a Wonderland." Everybody
Yeah.
knows that.
it's a killer song.
Oh, he could string that one out for at least 17 minutes.
Wish a motherfucker would.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see them in that environment though, because they also played the original Woodstock. So
I used to jam to Inagata DeVita hard. It was like 17 minutes long when I was a kid. I used to
That
jam
is
that shit.
Steppenwolf.
No,
I'm
Iron
trying to think.
Butterfly.
No, it's
Iron
I think that
Iron
is
Butterfly.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Born to Be Wild, Steppenwolf.
Yeah.
But I was all high on that idea of going to Woodstock, and then when I saw the Narragansett, I was like, well, Woodstock's going to be in upstate New York. That's kind of so I pulled the trigger.
Casey Jones is one of the worst songs of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the same thing over and over and over and over.
Yeah, so easy to like. So good.
Not
Yeah.
good. It's not good.
Well, I know what. I'll report back in August, and I'll let you know what I think. Because assuming tickets don't sell out in some ridiculous amount of time, and I can't pull it off.
Actually, you know what song's up there with Casey Jones being awful? It's the same premise. Cocaine by what's his face?
I don't think anyone's
Slow
ever.
Hand. Cocaine.
Yeah, Eric Clapton.
Yeah,
I don't.
it's
I
the
don't
same
think
thing
anybody
over and
has
over.
written a song about cocaine while on cocaine that was good.
They're slow and
Have you seen the dude that does the karaoke to the song Tequila?
No.
Oh, he's because if you know that song, he only says tequila.
Yeah, that's like, it's the
Once
greatest
every minute.
Yeah. He's just standing there. Dun, 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 dun.
Tequila.
Tequila.
Yeah.
That's-
great.
Oh my
Genius.
God! I
Yeah.
would love to do that at karaoke. Like
I'm
that
surprised
sounds
that's
He
awesome.
just
on-
stands there for another minute and he goes, tequila.
I can't believe that's on the rotation.
I
Like,
know.
why would they have that on?
Exactly.
Oh, that kills me. No, I'm dying. Like
Yeah.
just picturing it, like being up at the Shamrock on a Saturday night.
Uh-huh.
Dude, karaoke is a weird thing, man.
There's people that live Like
live.
they tour the local circuit.
Dude,
they know what's going
have we
Monday
not-
night,
have we-
what's going
Wednesday night?
Tuesday
Have we
night.
not,
Karaoke
have we
and
not
such and
talked
such.
about this?
I think we
when
had
when I was in
before.
college, I was a DJ, and one of the
I didn't know you did
Please tell me
karaoke
you had a
nights.
DJ name.
Yes, I did not.
Fuck.
Boring.
Stitch.
I would do
DJ Stitch.
DJ. That's
Yeah.
actually pretty cool.
On the ones and twos.
So I would DJ. I worked for a local company, and like I would do
Roller rink.
cosmic bowling. Well, my first job ever, paying job, I was a DJ at a roller rink.
Nice.
When I was in college, I found a local DJ job where you didn't have to have all your equipment. They supplied you all the equipment. So I was going
Best case.
I was going to VCU, and I would come out here to the south side, which was fucking so far away.
Yeah.
I would work a bowling rink. I would work
Visions.
a bowling place out on Whole
Hey, yo,
Street.
yo, leave Visions alone.
I would work. I would do cosmic bowling from like 11 to 3 a.m.
That is awesome.
I would do the Fox and Hounds on certain nights and play music, and I would do like karaoke night at Mi Hacienda.
Yeah.
And
Which is a Mexican place. Let
Yeah.
me just put that out there for everybody.
Mi Hacienda, I think, kind of let everybody know. But anyway,
Right.
But it could have been a bar. I'm just
No,
trying to
you
make
mean
sure
my
people
house.
realize
You
it's
thought it was
just
my
a
house.
Mexican
cheese
restaurant.
dip.
Yeah. Queso and karaoke.
But
Yeah.
dude, like, in when we would get started like 7, and it would be no one in there, but the same cats would be in
Follow
there.
you around the town.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like girls would show up, and they'd be like, "I'm singing this song," and I'd be like, "Okay, we have it." No, I brought my own music. I don't need the words, and I don't want because all the
Don't put them up there because it makes me look bad.
well,
I know them all.
when you do the karaoke, right?
I'm going to do this blindfolded.
When you do the karaoke, they have background singers and stuff.
Yeah.
No, they wanted to sing straight up. They're like, and it would be like every week. It'd be the same 10 people would be rolling through there. Then all the drunks would get in there later and go
they
crazy.
show up like Ron Burgundy with his jazz flute. They're like, "Oh, it's karaoke tonight." I had no idea.
Oh,
no
I
idea.
couldn't.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
No. Okay. I will.
Like,
Fine.
every now and then I'd work Rich Brow or the
DJ
bus stop.
Stitch.
Yeah.
Fire up tequila.
Yeah. Exactly.
But that was the worst.
About to slay it.
Tequila.
So the worst part about DJing karaoke is once you set up, no one wants to do it, right?
Right,
Because it's
yeah.
early. No one wants to do it. Guess what the MC gets to do when no one else is doing karaoke?
Sing karaoke.
Sing karaoke.
So were you
Yeah.
doing a bunch of
Yes,
karaoke?
I would have to
Are you
sing
any
karaoke.
good at karaoke? I've never seen you do karaoke in my life.
I love singing.
Oh, God, I didn't
I
know
fucking
this.
We have a-
love singing.
have
I
a
didn't
Step
know
Brothers
this.
moment right here.
Yeah. Are we best friends?
Yeah.
I'm awful at singing.
That's
But you
awesome.
love doing it.
I love to do it, but I don't like to do it in public because I recognize that I'm not
Yeah,
a good
yeah,
singer. So it was torture to have to get up in front of, and it's more like everyone's done. I'm drunk. Everyone else is drunk. It's a crowd. We're all gonna have a good time. Karaoke, right?
Yeah.
When you're standing in a Mexican restaurant with 6 motherfuckers looking at you
At 6 p.m.
yeah,
getting
at
their
6
dinner.
p.m. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're trying to sing a song that you can't
And you go,
sing.
Stand by your man.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. You get me, old man.
Yeah, you feel
We
me.
did
Yeah.
it, and this was in the late 90s.
How's that taco?
So in the late 90s, we would actually we had cassette singles.
Yeah.
And I would record. You could record whoever was singing and give them the tape. Like that was part
For
of
sure.
Oh,
For
that's the
$5.
best.
yeah. Oh no, free. It was like
Really?
yeah, here. Yeah.
It's a loss leader.
Yeah. Super strong businessmen back then.
Yeah, I got it.
I just
we'll
did what
record
I
it.
was-
Just give out
yeah.
shit.
Did what I was
Exactly.
told. I just
Yeah,
did
no,
what
I
I was told. But that was a weird job. I didn't work that job long because it was one of those things I was new to. I was like 19, 20, and it was one of those jobs where you're like a contractor, right? So I didn't really fully get it where like you had to take taxes out yourself and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
You get fucked.
And after a couple months of that, like I was like, I can't figure this shit out. Like I'm going
Right.
to get screwed at the end.
Just send it all into the government. You'll be okay.
Exactly right.
That's the easiest way to
We'll
do
deal
it.
with it.
And
for
what
you.
happened was my final straw was
Yeah, I'll be your accountant.
we had the fraternity would have a big pig roast every September where we would start at 6 a.m. cooking a whole pig, and we drink all day. And I would have to go into and this. It was a Saturday. I would have to go to this cosmic bowling at 11 o'clock at night. I stayed pretty
Stayed pretty.
sober. Went to work at 11. I knew the party was rocking. After about an hour and a half, I was like,
Fuck
I'm
this.
making $10 an hour. You can fucking pound sand. I
Yeah.
just walked out of Cosmic Bowling.
Susie,
It was like,
Susie Rotten Crotch is waiting for me.
I was like, somebody.
Hey, Keto Crotch. Let's
Yeah.
get out of here.
I was like, somebody else can put another CD on and hit play. 'cause
Kathy
I'm outta
Keto
here.
Crotch.
Yeah, so that was a fun gig. But yeah, karaoke it's a weird thing.
Insane, man. They take that shit serious.
Way too serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get nervous about it, and I can sing, and I can't stand to do it. It freaks me out to no end. Like I don't like.
I try to
being
do
up
things
there.
that you don't have to sing well, like
Yeah, for
we don't have
fun.
to do
Make
Rob
it funny.
Zombie and
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
You know,
See, that's the problem. I get up there and I'm like, "Ooh, yeah, let's do Patience."
Yeah, of
like
course
I'm always
you are.
looking for something where I gotta
Yeah.
strain it, and then I fail, and I'm like,
Well, that's
"Oh,
what's
shucks."
funny is the people that come up, and Patience isn't bad, but like some people come up and sing straight ballads where it's like,
Oh, you see the girl get up
People
there, and you
will
see
not,
Whitney
like-
Houston start, and you're like, "Come on, don't."
yeah, you're not like you want to make the crowd get hyped. Like it's fun when you're doing like
Yeah.
"We Will Rock You" or something silly, you know, like
Yeah, exactly. Pour some sugar on me. The whole place
Yeah,
gets
yeah,
hyped.
yeah.
Living on a prayer.
Living
which
on a Prayer.
is actually a mistake because that is so high pitched.
Yeah, you
I
can't
did
hit it.
that the last time. I was like, I'm gonna do "Living on a Prayer." Oh no.
yeah, but
that's a
everybody-
very difficult
everyone else
song.
is singing with you.
Yeah,
so it
which
doesn't
was my
matter.
only
Yeah, yeah.
saving grace. But you're
You
like,
just take the mic and point it back
wow,
out.
it's hard.
You just turn the mic on them. You guys, are
Yeah,
singing?
Yeah,
You
you
guys
go.
do it.
yeah, you guys.
You're
Get
up.
into it. Yeah, you better get that crowd hyped because you're not hitting those notes.
But tequila will be next.
For sure.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was an option. I mean, that's
Like-
beautiful. Playing instrumental.
What's next? Yeah, like I want to do Beethoven's Symphony 9.
exactly?
Right.
Yeah, you guys got any Paco Bell in there? Yeah. Let's run this back,
Good times.
dude. I love it. We got to get your nickname to be DJ Stitch.
If I start DJing again, that'll be it.
I got to find it because that was a nickname that we tried to get stick on Troy, and it never stuck.
Yeah.
It was unfortunate.
Stick. That was a tough
That
one.
was a tough one. That was a
Yeah.
tongue twister.
Easy for you to say.
But Troy, you want to tell the story? Or you want me to tell it? 'Cause
Did we
I'll-
not tell this
Yeah,
story?
we've told this story.
This story's been told, but
We'll run it back because
Yeah.
Stitch has got to
We
stick.
played that sheet.
It was the greatest.
we were on a camping trip, and we've been tubing all day and drinking all day, and I saw a couple guys. We were
Out in the river?
Out in the river, we would camp in the middle of nowhere, out on whatever. What river was it? It was
It's
weird.
the old Shenandoah.
Yeah.
Shenandoah River,
In Front Royal.
and a couple guys were sitting in their chairs out in the middle of the river drinking beer, and I was like, I'm going out and hanging out with those guys. Now I'd had shoes on. You wear your river shoes because
Always.
you always, but I didn't have them on that time, and I tried to walk down this slippery, muddy slope with
Oof.
beers, a chair, and I ate shit.
You were
And-
loaded up like John Candy and Summer
Yeah.
Rental. Like
So
going out in
I
there.
slid down into the river, which was probably not quite waist deep, and I fucking landed awkwardly, twisted my ankle, felt sharp pains in my legs, my feet,
everywhere.
and
Yeah.
no one really saw me. So I was like, let me catch my breath. Let
cool.
me see what's
Act
going
cool.
on. I limped my ass out there to the middle of the river, drinking beer, saying, I'm like, man, I just fucking told everybody, I'm like, I slid down the fucking hill over there, sit out in the river for an hour and a half, continue to drink more beer. Then
That's a dirty river right there, too.
so then we're like hanging out. This was so we'd already been there one night. This was gonna be night 2. Then we go up, and I could barely get up out of the river. I mean, the bank was so slick. There was like a rope or something there.
Yeah.
You had to like almost help each other up out of there. So I get out of there, and I'm limping, and I look at the bum of my foot, and there's a one deep small gash and one long gash down the side, and it looked awful. It was packed full of dirt, rock.
it was jammed full of shit.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
I tried and Brendan was there, and a couple guys would try pouring bottled water in it to try to rinse it out, and it was nothing was helping. And it was getting dark. It was almost 8:00, and I was like, guys, I think I need to go see a doctor. This probably isn't good to sit around
I
with.
think mostly the concern at that point was infection, not
Yeah,
not
yeah.
the cut itself.
No, it wasn't bleeding out or anything,
Yeah.
but it was It literally, you could see the rock and sand in it. It's like something's got to. I got to do something here.
Yeah.
So we'd all been drinking all day, but
Which I still can't believe you drove to the doctor.
I had to do something. I didn't want to go to sleep and just let that rock and sand.
Gangrene set in. But so you did. You went to the ER.
I went to the ER. The wife was out of town. I go to the ER. He has to take a scalpel, scrape all the rock and dirt out of it. He, shoots my foot up with Novocaine and all that stuff. Of course, doesn't really work. It only halfway works. And I'm thinking I'm getting a bunch of stitches because the gash was pretty nasty. But the long one, which was probably 5 inches long.
But it wasn't deep.
It wasn't deep. The deep one was pretty small, but it was kind of filleted open, and he put one stitch in.
One stitch.
That's hilarious.
One stitch.
One stitch.
And I was like, what's up with that? He's like,
That'll hold.
He's like, well, I got all the he goes, I got all the rock and dirt out I could, but I couldn't get it all. And if I stitch it up completely, it's never going to heal. So I have to leave it open so it'll heal better. So I drive home, and Front Royal is how far away? I mean, it's
2 hours.
Yeah,
It's a couple hours away. And
Yeah.
the hospital I went was the closest one to there, which wasn't a good feeling anyway.
I'll never forget it, though, because you left after we'd been drinking all day.
Yeah.
You went to the ER, and then I remember you telling us, I was like, so what happened, man? Like, how bad was it?
Yeah.
Serious.
You're like, dude, it was pretty fucking bad. I'm like, how bad? He's like, man, I got a stitch. I was like, oh, man, you got stitches? He's like, nah, man, I got a stitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, hold on. You got one stitch? And you're like, yeah. And ever since then, we've been trying to call this dude Stitch.
And no one cared that it was full of rock and dirt.
Because that's not what's funny. It's the one damn stitch. The fact that you
Exactly.
went to the ER and got one stitch, that's like a $1,500 stitch.
Dude, I couldn't walk
for sure.
quite a long time. Like,
But why the nickname Stitch won't stick?
it's not as funny as you think it is.
Oh, it's funny, Stitch.
All right.
It's funny.
Doing this again?
I'm going down the road again.
How far? This must have been
5 years ago?
shit,
6 years
Six,
ago?
7 years ago. Yeah.
But one day, man, we got it.
One
And
day
I
it'll work.
figure this has got to be the format that maybe somebody might just start calling you Stitch.
That was the last time we camped there.
Yeah, because after that incident,
Yeah, we
You had to
couldn't
get
go
a whole
back.
stitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it'll never stick. But I'm
No.
trying. I'm hoping someone like Jay will catch on.
Yeah.
And the next time we see you, he'll be like, "Hey, Stitch."
Oh, I'm sure
And
some of
it
the
will make me-
listeners will bust my nuts about it.
It'll make me so happy.
No, my buddy Billy will, because he's always listening, and he
It'll-
will definitely get on me.
It'll make me happy if people start calling you
Well,
Stitch. Because
I'm
it's
glad my
your misery.
my misery is funny
Is
for
he
you.
coming on? You need to talk some holsters.
I know, man. I keep trying to get on. He's probably right now. Every night he goes after working all day and dealing with his kids. He goes out at 8:00, starts pumping out holsters, man.
Really?
Yeah, and they're moving now, so
Well, I'll put this podcast up right after
they're building.
this. Give them something to listen
They're moving
to.
closer to you. Whatever
Oh, nice.
that.
Magnolia?
No, what's the big one? Starts with a H. Hampton?
Halsley?
Not Halsley.
Nice.
Hampton Park?
Hampton
or-
Park, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's where they're moving.
Nice.
Yeah,
Well, Stitch.
but yeah, if you want holsters, hit them up. Huckleberry Tactical, custom
Nice.
Kydex holsters. It's awesome.
There you
Don't
go.
do. You actually should get a holster because you shouldn't be like that country star we were reading about
Oh my God.
before we started the show. I still can't wrap my head around. I mean, it's
Feel
an
bad
awful
laughing. Who
story.
puts a gun in their pocket like that?
So some
Upside down.
well, we don't know.
I got to assume.
So some 25-year-old up and coming country
35.
35-year-old up and coming country star somehow shooting a music video shot himself in the eye with a loaded gun. Or it had to have been loaded, right? But
It's unloaded now.
yeah.
the story said he had it in his pocket.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Who has
In order
one
to shoot yourself
chamber
in the eye, you have to put the gun in
upside down? Yeah.
Like butt first.
well, first off,
like
any gun
handle
person knows don't put the gun in your pocket.
And
That's-
who has a round in the chamber?
Yeah.
You're doing a fucking music video.
Like, I want to look gangster. Let me make sure this thing's chambered.
Yeah. Shit could pop off in here.
Yeah.
Right. And it did.
This boom mic guy, he looks kind of sketchy.
Yeah, that producer's a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's awful to laugh at, but
It does suck, but I mean, he shot himself during a music video. Which, if they have that footage and they actually play it, he'll be famous. Like, he'll hit all the fame that he ever dreamed of.
And it said, like, in the
Posthumously.
corner of the eye, which is a weird, like, weight. Like, it's not like your eye's hanging out. Like,
It's
so
probably because he looked down. He felt his finger hit the gun and looks down like, no. And the that's the only thing I can think.
Yeah.
That's
That's a shame.
It's miserable. It's miserable.
Anyway, keep your guns holstered.
Yeah.
That's what we learned here.
Bring in the funny.
And probably not chambered.
On that note,
You'd be surprised how many people roll chambered.
Everyone rolls chambered.
Yeah.
Everyone does.
That's sketch.
Yeah.
It's not hard to get one in there if you need it in that moment.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's got to be like that all the time. Prone.
Well, the gun guys
Get you one of those holsters. It covers up the trigger well.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
You go. It's like walking around with a heart on. Like, it doesn't do you any good. Just get the heart on when you need it. Like, you don't need to have one all the time.
You talk to the wives. Do you ever need one?
Oh, as far as my wife's concerned, yeah. She'd rather me keep it holstered for life.
Retire that thing.
Yeah. You don't even need a gun. Just carry the holster. A condom for a eunuch. It's fucking miserable. Ah, man. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, if you haven't had a chance to Cincinnati swap somebody, please do it. I Cincinnati swapped somebody the other day in a bar. Loved it. I Cincinnati swapped a girl in a coffee shop the other day. She asked me about my shirt. She goes, "Hey, what's Ben Harper and the Innocent Criminals?" I was like, "Oh, it's a band." She goes, "Oh, I thought it was a podcast." I was like, "Oh,
Speaking of,
funny you bring that up." I go, "What do you like?" She said she likes murder mystery podcasts. I go, "Oh my God, have you heard Inside the Pallet House?" Let me see your phone.
Have you heard the #1 sports podcast in Richmond, Virginia?
You're gonna love it.
For real.
I Cincinnati swapped. We didn't even talk about it. The guy I met at the hotel bar who questioned my sexuality.
We will talk about that next episode. I want to keep
Dr.
that
Joe.
one. This is probably a good topic to
I hope he's
about.
listening.
Yeah, shout out to Joe.
Yeah.
Now,
Dr.
thank you
Joe
guys
to
so
you.
much for tuning in. If you, like I said, if you haven't had a chance to Cincinnati swap somebody, please do so. If you haven't had a chance to send us a topic, insidethepallethouse@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. If you haven't had a chance to reach out to us on Twitter or Instagram, that's at ITPH Podcast. The guy who does this outro song is Taylor Carson. Congratulations, buddy. Making the opening for County Crows. That's kind of a big deal, especially to 17-year-old me. It's probably the greatest thing I've ever heard, buddy. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers. That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?